Lakers opened as 6.5-point favorites for their home game last night against the Heat, who were without Jimmy Butler, without Caleb Martin, and who, of course, lost Gabe Vincent from last year's finals team to the Lakers and Max Strus off last year's finals team to Cleveland. Yet the Lakers came out flat and unfocused, without energy, without intensity, turned it over 10 times in the first quarter, quickly fell behind by 10, did hold the Heat to only 19 points in the third quarter, but surrendered 38 points in the fourth and lost 110-96. The Lakers followed LeBron's lead from the three-point line. He was 0 for 6. They went 4 of 30 from three. That's 13%. The Los Angeles Lakers, winners of the NBA's first ever in-season tournament, have now lost 8 of their last 10 to fall to 17 and 18 and 10th place in the West, the final play-in spot. But maybe the biggest surprise of the night was that LeBron James left without speaking to the media. That's a rarity for him. He left Darvin Ham and Anthony Davis and the rest of his teammates to try to answer all the what's wrong with the Lakers questions. And by the way, LeBron was a game worst -20 in plus-minus. So, Keyshawn, you grew up in L.A. as a Laker fan. In your eyes, what is the biggest problem with this team right here, right now?
I just want to see your perspective and how it changes now from when you talk Lakers to Cowboys. That's just me. I just want to let you know. But no, I want to see it.
It's going to be the same perspective, man. Everything's going to change.
I just want you to know what I'm looking for when you're talking.
They're not very good right now. That's number one. Let's start there. Then when you talk about what the issues are, you mentioned 4 of 30. That's an issue.
Yeah.
We were one of the, if not the worst three-point shooting team.
You're 24th. 24th out of 30. Okay.
In the history of the NBA based on last night.
Of the history of the Lakers, for sure.
And when you look at defensively, we tend to not want to play defense all of a sudden once we got out of the tournament.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know if they are listening to what's being told to them and retaining that information.
I agree.
From the sideline.
Yep.
You look at the way Anthony Davis again played well. Even though he was in the minus category, he played well.
Yeah, but he did.
You know, we turned the ball over a lot. What do we have? 21 turnovers? 21 to the Heat's 8.
Yep.
You can't win games that way. You're certainly not going to win that way. And then, you know, you never want to be a coach killer. That's not my intent. That's not who I am. I like Darvin Ham. But they're not responding to what he's teaching them and trying to get them both off fit. We went from one of the best defensive teams under Frank Vogel to one of the worst. I mean, that's just the reality of it.
You still rank 11th overall in defensive efficiency, but I'm not seeing it from night to night.
It's not night to night.
Yeah. But I saw it against Indiana in the championship game of the in-season tournament.
Yeah, but you're adding that in-season tournament to the rest of the season.
And it doesn't count.
It does not count like that.
Yeah.
So you're trying to figure out, okay, what's the next move here? What are we going to do? Is it? Do we really need to go get a Zach LaVine? Is that really going to help us? A guy who's coming off an injury? Or do we need to just have a sit down with one another and have a real conversation? And that's why LeBron exited the building without speaking to the reporters. Because he had a bad night, number one. He didn't feel like fielding questions about a bad night, I'm sure. Yeah. But also, you can't expect a 39-year-old to come out every single night and do this work. Even if he was 22, you can't expect that. Others have got to step up around you for you to be able to get to the ultimate goal and prize.
Yeah.
We were able to win in the bubble because everybody stepped up. Bubble or not, we were able to win the in-season tournament because everybody stepped up.
Right.
But since then, as you mentioned, Skip, you've lost 8 of your last 10. 8 of your last 10.
That's just wrong.
It's not good at all.
No.
And now you're sitting in the 10th spot, as I said to you yesterday. You'll be at 11. You'll be at 12. You'll be at 13. And those teams that are 13 will start passing you up. And then you will be looking on the outside, you know, trying to figure out how to get in.
You've been checking out New Orleans lately?
Yeah.
They found themselves. Been checking out the Oklahoma City Thunder. They have come of age right before your very eyes.
Right.
My point is, up above you are all these teams that are getting better and better and better. Go ahead.
But they're an older team, and they feel like they're going to flick that switch and turn it on when they need to. Now, Key, I asked that in the beginning of all of this because it's a lot alike. These two, Cowboys and Lakers, a lot of similarities. They have a team that you know they can win with, but they don't always play like they need to play. Wouldn't you say that's the reality?
I don't know. I don't know that.
In the tournament, biggest problem, we can talk about three-point shooting. In the in-season tournament, they were number one in three-point shooting. So now how do you go from number one three-point shooting, drop all the way down 24? So you can do it, but you're not doing it. I thought it was interesting what Anthony Davis said. He said sometimes when we go bad on offense, it makes our defense worse.
Yep.
I thought most coaches say, let's just play defense and offense will come. So now you're saying if I don't hit this three-pointer, I don't want to go play defense.
Yep.
Why don't I switch that and say, I don't get to shoot that three-pointer until I play defense? It's a flipping thought, you know what I mean? So some of it tells me, is it how bad you want it? Because do I need coaches? You're ready to get it on coach. Do I need coaches every time to get me going? LeBron's saying, I want self-motivated players. I want people that are ready to go like I am, and I'm 1,000,000 years old ready to go. That's not talent. This is want to. This is want to. I could point out more want to on the Lakers. I think it's the same thing with the Cowboys. It's not skill, it's will. It's about want to. How badly do you want it?
Yep.
Or are you going to sit down and say, well, okay, he'll win it for me. He'll win it. If you can do it, why are you not always doing it? Why do I have to worry about when they're going to play and when they don't have to play or when they will play? That doesn't make sense to me.
See,
I'm the kind of guy going hard all the time.
I look at coaches when adjustments need to be made and they're not being made. I look at coaches when certain lineups are out on the floor and guys are still on the floor and not being pulled.
But effort,
that's how I look at coaching.
But defensive effort is effort. That was a Jimmy Butler list team last night. Now, come on. You know what I mean? I get Miami Heat without Jimmy Butler, and you still have that kind of...
Well, that's happened to us a couple times this year without... We lost to... Was it Denver? We lost to somebody that basically had all subs. I don't know if it was Denver or who it was, but they basically had all subs. So that's happened a couple times.
Yeah.
I'm not shocked or surprised by that at all.
Yeah.
They're not good right now. They're just not.
All right, so the irony of this conversation is we have had many deep conversations about why didn't Anthony Davis show up? Well, he's been showing up. And he actually showed way up last night because he winds up with 29 and 17 rebounds and has 6 assists and 5 blocks. Well, I can't ask much more from Anthony Davis, right? LeBron has been playing at a very high level, but he did not last night.
He didn't play good last night.
Okay, and just for the record, just to be completely fair about this, Gabe Vincent, I told you from the start, the reason I loved this team going in was he was going to be a key member of this rotation because he can flat out shoot it fearlessly.
But he hasn't been there all season.
Hasn't been all season, and he finally broke down and said, I need knee surgery, and he went ahead and had a scope. So he's out for a while. Now Rui's out. D'Lo has been out. I know you get up and down on D'Lo and mostly down, but they missed him last night because he can score the basketball. He's got talent to him. And when they struggle to score the basketball, because it felt like an 80s game last night, they just couldn't score. Well, they miss these guys, so they haven't been whole. They haven't been healthy.
See, I don't know if they miss D'Lo because D'Lo been struggling here the last several games.
But listen, he can just, some nights he starts going, when he's hot, he can go all-star hot.
But he hasn't been hot in the 8 of the 10 losses. He hadn't been hot.
Okay, so these were damning quotes from Darvin Ham last night after the game. He says that team in Miami played harder than us tonight. They executed better than us tonight. They were more physical than us tonight. That's exactly what I saw. Miami came out and looked like a real live basketball team that didn't have 2 of its best players and said, okay, watch this. Duncan Robinson.
That thing through Duncan Robinson.
Duncan Robinson, he looks like my high school algebra teacher.
He didn't start hot, but he ended hot.
Hey, and he's starting to play basketball where he'll actually create off the dribble. I didn't think he had that in him. He was actually playing point guard in the fourth quarter, and he made 3 huge threes in the fourth quarter that kept stopping the Lakers, No, no, no. In their house, he said, I got you, and I got you again.
They even got help from Kevin Love, which was...
Kevin Love, he played big last night. Okay.
Kevin Love about his 29th year in the NBA.
I know, but he's only 34, and he looks like he's 54.
You know how close he is with LeBron.
Hey, well, there you go. Okay, now back to LeBron. It was very significant that LeBron left early and didn't talk to the media, because he always talks to the media. He's always great with the media. But he decided, I believe, I got nothing good to say. Remember one time after they got blown out in Philadelphia, he said something's got to change
But I don't blame him, Skip. I wouldn't want to talk to the media after a poor shooting night and my team played the way they played. We lose 8 out of the last. There's nothing to talk about. Like, what am I going to tell you? I know you're a reporter and I respect your job, but there's nothing I could give you. I don't have any answers.
You leave everybody in your wake.
And I think that's a message to everybody. I don't think it's a message. I don't think it's something he has with the media. I think it's a message to the team of his frustration.
Y'all handle it. No, that's exactly what it is. Y'all handle it.
To the team. I'm getting frustrated with this now.
Y'all handle it.
Now, let's do better than this. Not just y'all handle it, but we all got to do better than this.
Okay, so Keyshawn, you did bring up yesterday, is Darvin Ham starting to slip onto the hot seat? Because it's always the coach. I mean, you got all these players.
So I'm trying to tell you, Michael, as much as we want to protect the coach, it's going to come to that at some point.
At some point, even though they've had big moments this year. They won the in-season tournament. They crushed Indiana. Indiana has now beaten Milwaukee 4 out of 5 times this year.
Last night was off the chain.
They did it again to Milwaukee again last night. Halliburton is just like he outplays Dame every game. Okay, you guys took them apart on national TV in the in-season tournament cup finals, right? I saw it with my own 2 eyes, and it was really good. And I saw you on December 23rd go to Oklahoma City. They are rolling right now. They lost back-to-back at Atlanta. But the point is, you went into Oklahoma City, and you took them apart because LeBron scored 40 and made all 5 of his threes. Well, that'll work. I've seen it work. I like Darvin. I still think he's a very good coach. But right now, to your point, they are tuning him out. They are not. What he is saying is not registering with them. They are not responding.
Wait. So you're saying now, if you think they're tuning out Darvin Ham, that's why LeBron walked off. They're not listening to anybody.
Yes. That's what's happening.
I mean, you can look at them and tell that something's not registering to them. Whether it's the timeouts, whatever the case is, he's not apparently getting to them. Whatever it is. Plus, on top of that, whenever they're in the 10th spot, that means they're in the last spot for the play-in. That's what that means. You're not in the 4th spot. You're in the last spot for the play-in. So you're going to have to go through all of what you went through last year to get into the playoffs, to try to make a run. Like, you think Jimmy Butler and company signed up for this?
Right.
No, they did not.
See, this is why I love this, and this is why I make the comparison to the Cowboys, because it is the Lakers such a big brand. And see, you want to say,
you're right,
dude, y'all got on a Laker uniform. Why should the coach need to motivate you? You understand what you're playing with and what you're playing for. You know what I mean?
It's not about motivating.
So, but yes, it is. It's about bringing the best out of guys.
It's about getting them to do what you're asking them to do. Yeah. Whether it's on defensive sets, whether it's certain offensive sets, all of a sudden Anthony Davis got the message, and he's been clicking ever since Lil Wayne put him on the trading block.
He did. That's true.
He's been clicking ever since then.
Right. So he's been clicking ever since he's gotten motivated from what Lil Wayne said. It is always about, let me see how fast I can get you moving. On defense, you're talking the technical side of it, but it's about desire. Let's go play it. Let's go play it. I don't care if you're out of position. Let's go hard out of position, no matter what. And I watch when I hear Anthony Davis say our offense is off and it affects our defense, that's telling you something right there. Defense, no matter what. I don't care what you say, what position you put me in. I just play hard on one side of the ball, and that's on defense, and that's just a desire.
What I say, when you 4-30, I don't need you shooting no more out there. Let's figure out how to pound the ball down. Look, I don't need to be 1 of 16 or whatever it was in the first half. I don't need that. That's not what you're looking for. You're looking for something different. Austin Reeves knocked down the 3, and they had shot at least 11 of them, before they hit the first one.
That is true.
So, to me, that's coaching, to be able to recognize and see, wait a minute, man, I got my chart right here.
Hey, you should
hold on, man. We don't
You
need
sit
you
down
doing
next
this,
to me.
Cam Reddish.
Then you said sit down next to me.
Yeah, sit down next to me until you can figure this out.
Okay, and let's make sure we motivate the other guys to not do this until they playing defense on the other end, where I can't take them off the floor. Even if you're missing those threes and you playing great defense on the other side, I can't take you off the floor. That's what I'm talking about right there, and you're getting either.
So, Keyshawn, what's so troubling about this team this year is you have seen so much good from this team, but you have seen so much unacceptable from this team. They went to Philly and lost by 44.
Yeah.
And last night was just flat out unacceptable. 2 nights ago, the Clippers toyed with the Heat in that same build. Just toyed with them. Just frolic.
See, I can't have that.
Yeah. The Clippers, oh boy.
But you can't have that, though. You can't have people like Skip Bayless talking about the Clippers in our building, toying with the team that just popped us.
Popped you.
And now, all of a sudden, you got the Clipper Durrells of the world. They're going to start running around beating their chests in L.A.
They will.
But they'll eventually, the Clippers going to be like the Cowboys, too, though. They're going to fold in the end, so I ain't worried about that.
This time around, dog.
Not going to happen.
This time around.
Not with the Cowboys.
Boy,
Okay, up next, I can't wait to talk about this. I'm on fire for this. It sure sounds like Aaron Rodgers is trying to rile up the Bears so they will beat Jordan Love and the Packers and knock them out of the playoffs. That's next. So we're gonna get back. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.